I don't mean to be that guy, but I called Asajj showing up in episode 9, like 2 recordings ago. So much that more to break down, and including where we'll see her next after this. All right, guys, bring it back for Geek Variants. We cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, Star Wars, and more. This time, Bad Batch Season 3, Episode 9. And to put things bluntly, Asajj Ventress is back in the fold, and she's just as morally complicated as she's always been. I called her early. She was Fennec's contact. That was a fantastic point that we had ongoing. She is going to appear at least probably in the finale of this series. We don't really know ultimately now because the character's been retconned so many times where she will ultimately pass. We know we haven't seen her in any future properties, but that doesn't mean she can't be rewritten to show up in other properties of Star Wars. So, will she make an appearance in the season? I'm going to say episode 11. We're going to have a sneak peek of her. We never got to see the shot that Disney threw in for the Bad Batch trailer where she's holding her lightsaber like this in the dark cave. We didn't get to see that covered within this episode. What we got to see covered in this episode is who Asajj Ventress is for those who didn't pay attention to the Clone Wars. She is a butt kicking machine. She annihilated Clone Force 99, and she was able to calm that giant turtle kraken monster. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but it basically looks straight out of Clash of the Titans, the newer one, which was okay in my opinion. That being said, Asajj showed her dominance. She showed who she is as an individual. She really gave up a lot of her character and what was ongoing by telling us directly, "Hey, I'm on my side," which says everything we need to know about her. She's about as gray Jedi as gray Jedi is going to get. I know for all of you who want to say gray Jedi don't exist, but I feel like in a perfect world, certain things are just the way that they are. And she is a gray Jedi for all intents and purposes. She is not with the dark side and she's not with the light side. You can see at the end she was kind of struggling because when she was pulling forth all those green fish, she also ended up inadvertently calling the big angry monster and taking it off to the umpteenth degree, which means there is still darkness that resides in her, but she's working through it. It's complicated right now. It's a lot like Logan from, the X-Men, Wolverine. He's a complicated individual. Really, really dark past, made some questionable decisions, but trying to do a little bit better each and every day, but still rides that gray line all the way home. And she is shown everything that she can do with ongoing here. Seeing the M count pertaining to Omega is definitely something that I thought was going to be interesting. And the fact that they directly brought up the fact that Asajj is fully aware of Omega's attachments, which is something the Jedi Order never really actually grasped. They never understood that removing a child from their nurturing surroundings and from their boundaries and kind of shoving this inside a religious cult can have complications. I'm looking directly at you, Anakin, because you were removed from your boundaries, shoved into a world where you're taught one way and you're told you can't do this, and this, and this, and this were the things that you needed to do that if you weren't controlled on could have allowed you to save Padme. So having Omega being removed from, Hunter, Wrecker, Crosshair, and Badger, yeah, that could have catastrophic just things happen to her. This is her family. This is all she knows. This is all she cares about. And Asajj was quick to really just pick up, be like, I can't take you from your family because things are going to get complicated. She has a high M count, and you're going to need to do a better job of protecting her, or other people are going to have to do it for you. But I don't really want to step up and do that at the same time. I've got my own life. I've got my own problems. I saw the rise and fall of this empire. I've seen that the good side, the side I fought against forever, literally capsize and then come back out as just evil. So she's seen both dualities of how the clones fell, the empire rose, and now she's just trying to make ends meet. And the fact that she has a contact like Fennec means Fennec has done very, very well for herself in the underworld and been able to make really good and powerful connections. That being said, my prediction for next week is we're going to get Tech in some capacity. Hemlock has not been seen most of the season. He was very prominent early on. I think he's going to have a grand appearance. We're going to find out more about Project Necromancer, how things are going with Palpatine, and the way that in which we're going to get our clones eventually set up to go back to Omega's world that she was living on as a prisoner for so dang long. That is my prediction for next week. Lots of good stuff in store for this week. We still have X-Men 97 to review later on today, as well as tonight, because by the time this drops, it's probably 1:30 in the morning. I'll be back up at midnight yet again, this time for Invincible. Season 2 is rocking and rolling and doing a phenomenal job. Very excited to see where that goes. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to see where things go alongside with us, join the Geek Variants. We're on our quest for 1,000 subs. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you who has either subbed. If you don't like the content, though, always be sure to hit that dislike button. If you like it, that thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next episode. May the force be with you always.